Hey kids, we have an interesting project today. Very interesting. It is not a guitar. It's almost like a guitar. Almost. It's a ukulele. Yeah, look at that. Little guitar shape. Okay, and this is not just a cheap ukulele. This ukulele is a fine instrument, but it needs some work. I am going to do a modification on the bridge, and I'll show you why. So first of all, welcome to Guitar Quackery Live, the one and only live streaming guitar repair channel. Yeah, that's something. So, what are we doing here? Well, we're streaming live. And I do this so that customers can watch me work on their guitars. Not every customer will get the opportunity to watch me work on their guitars. I pick the guitars. And in this case, I picked a ukulele. Oh, look at that. There's an audience of one already. Oh, Dr. Aficionado's here. Hello. Hello to you. Yeah, so very interesting project. I had to make a tool for this. And this is the tool right here. Oh, let me put my switcher back here. So yeah, as I was saying, this is Guitar Quackery Live for those of you who are new to this channel. If you prefer produced content, there's another channel called Guitar Quackery. And here's the ukulele. Yeah, so this is live, unedited. So here's the tool that I had to make. It's a, well, I didn't have to make, I just kind of had to make an extension for this tool, I'll show you. Well, I guess maybe I should first explain why we even need this tool. Let me first explain what happened and how we're going to fix it. As you can see, one string is, well, it isn't broken. It slipped out of this bridge slot. And this isn't the original string that was on the ukulele when it came out of the factory. It had been restrung. But it turns out that this can cause some issues the way it was made, I guess depending on how you restring it. The best way to show you would be from the back. And here, let's look at the bridge from the back. So it has these slots. So there's a dimple, and then there's a slot. And the idea is to tie a knot on the string, and simple system, right? But it slipped out through this, and I don't want to pull it through again, because there's been some damage to the wood fibers. And that I am going to show you through the microscope. This microscope or that microscope? This one. How about this one? So, we had Dr. Williams here as a guest pathologist, guitar pathologist, earlier today. And I know that Dr. Aficionado, who's watching now live, was watching the previous live stream. But those of you who are watching this replay, I recommend you watch the replay of the what did I call it? Something like guitar cadaver restoration, something like that. So, yeah. Okay, so here. This is the close-up of that string slot. Now you can see that the wood fibers are slightly damaged there. And that's because they're crushed around here. That's because the nut got pulled through the string slot. So it in fact crushed some of the wood fibers. Now we can see how they're crushed right here at the exit wound, right? But they're also crushed on the inside, obviously. Perhaps not as much. Now, this is, I guess, an okay design. Here I'm changing focus. But to be honest with you, not the best design, I guess. Here is the second string, okay, which is tuned to, what is it tuned to? I forget. E, right? So you can see how inside there is this nut that is kind of already wedged in. All right. This isn't an issue with the thickest string on the ukulele, because you can see that the nut on the inside is secured. But then there's a thin G string here, and you can see how it's already out of position, right? So it should be inside of this hole, and it's already coming up, and it's crushing the wood fibers, the end grain on the inside, the interior walls, two walls of this string slot. Okay, so what is the solution? This is one of those situations that I didn't have a solution right away. I didn't come up with a solution right away. I had to put it away for a few days, and then it dawned on me. Let me show you. I think I need a little bit more light. I have this auxiliary light for this purpose. So Dr. Aficionado says, who else is here? I don't know. Maybe a new person? Who are you calling a slot? So these are the 4-string slots. Okay, and I'm going to put a ball end string. So you can buy these ukulele strings, ball end nylon. Okay, now there's a problem. So let's have a look at one of them. It doesn't fit. That's the problem. Okay, so this does not fit inside. This is made to go on a different type of bridge, okay? Like a rear loading bridge without the slot. And then this will be protruding on the outside. Now we can't really do this here. Well, I mean, kind of, but I think it would slip out, right? And it's also kind of ugly. And this is like I said, this is actually an expensive ukulele. It's over $1,000. The receipt is right there. She paid over $1,200 with tax. So I made this tool. Here it is. I didn't make it, right? I mounted this tool on a brass rod so that I can come from behind. And this is the exact diameter that is going to cut this hole. Now, why did I have to mount this on this brass rod? Well, if you think about it, if I take a drill and I mount a short, if I take a drill and I mount any kind of short drill bit onto it, I can't come close to the bridge, right? So we need to mount it on a rod so that I can do this and come from behind. That's the idea. Now, that's the concept, and that's what we're going to do. I might need this light later, because I'll be drilling with my right hand. So we'll do it in this direction. And this is the first time I'm doing this kind of modification, so I don't really know what to expect. Let's hope that it works. One more thing. I wanted to buy a different type of tool. Let me show you. But it didn't come in the right diameter. So the tool that I wanted to buy is called a burr or something like that. I don't have it here. Just a moment. I really should have prepared for this. But these live streams are very casual. So just bear with me. Oh, come on. I do have a box with a few of them somewhere. Okay, maybe this one. This one is kind of small diameter. So the type of tool that I wanted to buy is actually one of those. Where are we here? Okay, this is what I really wanted, okay? This would be the perfect cutting tool for this. And I ended up buying a diamond grit tool instead. Simply because this type of tool did not exist in this diameter. I couldn't find it. I looked all over the internet and I couldn't find it. Now the exact diameter of it was, I'll tell you later, I forgot. Let's get to work. Obviously, we need to protect the back. I'm going to work on the A string. That's the first string first. So it goes A string, E string, C string, and G string. Okay, on the ukulele. So I want to put something here so that I don't accidentally scratch the surface. It can just be a post-it note. Maybe 4 or 5 layers, just like that. Let's see. Yeah, that's fine. And look, I think I can even do this. So it would be great to have a close-up view of this. Why not? Since we do have a microscope. Okay, let me set this up. So what I'll do is I'll first show you a close-up, and then through the microscope, and then we'll do I gotta raise it a little bit. Okay, I will just be holding it like this. Let me show you. So here is this hole, and this tool will be cutting this way. So now I'm just churning it by hand. And I might be able to just do the whole thing by hand, right? Maybe that's better. You know, I kind of like the idea of doing this by hand. So I think this works really well. So in either case, whether I do it by hand or if I use this, I still need this extension, right? And now I'm just doing this. And I think I want to test the theory right now. And where did I put that string? I hope it works. Okay. Here. So this is the ball end of the string. So it already has a knot. It goes inside like this now. Yeah, I actually am hoping to bury the whole thing, okay? So let's go deeper. And I think I might need to cut the string slots a little bit. This is better, right? So I see that I, you know, probably should cut the string slots. So I have a tool for that, if it's the right width. Let me see. No, this one is too wide. So here's the thing. I might need to find another tool to cut these string slots. So let me remove this. Well, what I'm seeing now is that it's kind of hard to remove the little plastic bushing, right? Which could be a good thing. Maybe they can just stay inside, and that way they won't get lost. So now how do I get it out? There. Okay. So what we need to do is just cut this string slot a little a little deeper so that it goes all the way to here. It's going to cut it deeper that, but I'll keep it at the same angle, I guess. I do need to dig deeper with this. So let's compare the depth of this with this. So yeah. So just a little deeper than this entire ball. And I wonder, you know, so let's try, let's be brave. I'm going to use the drill. So it's got 2 speeds. This is the torque adjustment. So yeah. So this is the issue. Because this string slot isn't cut deep enough, now this is hitting a wall. My cutting tool is hitting the wall. Okay. Clearly, I shouldn't be continuing like this without cutting the string slots. And now I am just trying to... I know what I can use. I have nut files, diamond grit nut files. That's what I'm going to use, okay? So let's remove this string. Okay. Here's the work that I've done so far. Okay. And as you can see here, we just need to cut this string slot. So it's going to end up being cut all the way to about here and at the same angle, right? Same slope. And then that'll position this end of the string in the right place. That's probably what I should be doing. But in order to cut in order to cut the string slots, I need to remove the saddle. And to remove the saddle, I first need to remove the strings. So why don't we do that? Okay, that little tool, I put it away. So I was trying to find a cutting tool of that other variety. I couldn't find it in the right diameter, but it turns out that this diamond grit tool actually probably works even better. So I'm happy about that, as you can tell. Some other work needs to be done. The thread ends are sharp, so we're going to file those. Okay. All right. It is a compensated saddle, and I'm going to mark the bass side just so I don't mess it up. So just a little red dot, and that's the side that I marked, the bass side. So let's put it here. And now I can remove the other strings. Here they are. Now this one is actually stuck inside. So this one's already damaging the string slot. And there you go. I removed it. So let's just take the regular nut files. And find the right size. I will just be matching the width that we already have here. That's the most logical way to do it. I don't know. I'll just try with this looks like maybe it could be a 42 gauge file. So let's see. I got a phone call coming through, so hold on. I just need to do something. Bear with me. So this is a real repair shop. Phone calls come through. And sometimes I need to deal with communication as well. Hold on, there's a reply here. Okay, I got a thumbs up reply, no problem. It isn't anything urgent. Sorry about that. So here, as you can tell, we have this damage that we discussed already, and these are the other string slots. So let's see, this is a 42 gauge file. Let's see if it fits inside. It does. Okay, so that was a good guess, but now I'm actually thinking that maybe the internal string slot should be smaller. I think it would be better to, so visually it's going to look good on the outside that they're all the same width, but on the inside we can have a narrower string slot for the thinner string. And I'm simply going to take a measurement with a caliper. And then take the appropriate string file. I'm sorry, not file. So we measure in inches, decimal inches. So this is going to be like a 20 gauge. I could go with 24 if I really wanted to. Let me see, 24. Yeah, I'm going to take a 24 gauge file, which is this one here. All right, so here we go. And I'm cutting at this angle. So everything in instrument repair takes time. We don't want to rush things. We want to think it through. And here you can see that I'm already hitting part of the string slot. I think this, modification that I'm doing now is pretty interesting because I don't know that it's ever been done before. I mean, I came up with a solution, so it might be, something that will help others. It's a modification, right? But I'm seeing here on this picture that some bridges are already made for these ball and strings. So I've seen these strings installed, hold on a bridge like this, and that looks kind of ugly. Now, this type of bridge is different. It's different from this one. So it doesn't have these holes away from the surface. It has, so, maybe I can just place it on a microscope and show you. So that's the idea. Okay, so this is not quite the same. Oh, and here, when it's a bridge like this, they actually tell you to remove that ball and that bead and go like this, because obviously that bead would not fit here. Okay, so we're doing something different with this bridge, right? We are actually going to fit that bead, and that's simply because now that this string slot is so wide, I cannot make it narrower. The only way to make it narrower is to remove the bridge and make another bridge. So this is more like an on-budget repair, I guess. Not I guess, I know. Removing the bridge and making a custom bridge would definitely cost more than what I'm willing to charge for this one, right? Okay, obviously the file clogs up quickly. And we've still got some cutting to do. I hope I'm charging enough for this one, because it's already turning out to be a little more work than I had anticipated. So this is another reason why I do these live streams. So some live streams are public, like this one. You're watching it. But I'm actually doing a whole bunch of archival private live streams just for my own archival purposes. And that helps me log my hours. And I'm actually analyzing how profitable the shop actually is or isn't, so that I can figure out by how much to raise my rates, which I'm about to do again. Yeah, rates need to go up because, well, This is a high-skilled work. And here, let's see. Is this going to work? Well, I got more cutting to do. So I'm kind of changing my mind on the file gauge. This is now a 42 gauge file. I think I need to remove more material, yeah. Yeah, I was going to use a saw. And I guess if I had a saw of this exact width, it would be quicker, and then I could just finish off with a file. Okay. Yeah, I think I like this better. Using this 42 gauge file. I think that's how I'm going to do it. So let me put the 24 gauge away before I lose it. So we need to get this ball pointing upwards, right? So let's see. It's going to work. It'll put the string closer to the saddle, but it'll work. And then we can remove it this way. .42 gauge file. So with projects like this, I did think this through, but you can never think of all the details. There's always going to be surprises. Yeah, so once again, tying knots on those strings just doesn't work because they really cut this too wide, okay? So this should have been a narrow string slot. This one a bit wider. This one should be this size, and then a narrow one again. But I guess they only used one size cutting tool. This should really be cut like a nut, okay? Each string slot should be a different width. So that's something too. Now here, these crushed fibers can be re-glued with super glue. That's something else that I think would be a good idea to hit it with a little bit of super glue. But I'll do it later. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I don't want to get the super glue down the string slot at this point. If it happens later, that's okay. Look, I got a whole bunch of comments. You'll probably want about half of the ball end visible. Otherwise, it will be difficult to remove it if you have a string break or pull through. Yeah, you know, I was thinking about the same thing. I wonder if I should modify that little bead. So what I'm thinking, and I'm still thinking about it, if I should cut a little slot so that this isn't a round hole. I don't know. Got to think about it. So maybe sticking out a little bit, not half, right? This is now a little more than half sticking out, and that doesn't look bad. I think that's acceptable. I think so. I think you're right. And I guess that's another reason for these live streams. Now we can brainstorm, obviously. Thank you very much. Yeah. Yeah, I think it would be probably not a good idea to cut a slot on the actual bead. It enlarges that hole. We don't want to do that. And also, I want the customer to be able to just buy a pack of strings like this and not worry about modifying a little microscopic plastic little bead, right? So, so yeah, you're right. We're gonna let it stick out a little bit. I still think that it can go deeper, just a bit. And look, you can remove the string like this. So that's actually a good thing, right? Okay. Oh, I see. This is like molded plastic, and it's got this little imperfection. Okay, that's just part of it, right? So I can file this off, but you know, obviously, if the customer just buys a pack of strings, it'll be whatever's in, you know, whatever's inside. Why don't I drill it a little bit deeper? Yeah. And then we'll look at that. Okay. Well, actually, I think it's still deeper than, yeah, let me see. No, it's about right there, okay? So let me drill it a little bit deeper. Now, the good thing about this is I can also go counterclockwise. Doesn't matter, right? But I do need to clean this. That's like the nut file, right? And I always keep saying how you need to clean your files. This is a file. Yeah, fantastic tool. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so now I need to file the string slot a little bit deeper, right? Because we have now that little step right there. Not even too much of a step, but I do need to file it down. All right, I can already see that this is in fact going to take longer than I thought. Yeah. So I guess we're almost there. So this one string slot took, I mean, I've been stringing for 48 minutes. I mean, okay. Okay. So what I think I want to do right now is leave it as is. I think this is definitely good, right? I mean, structurally, this is much better than what was there before. Okay, for sure. Visually, it's acceptable. So why don't we drill out the other 3 holes and, you know, cut the slots a little bit and then re-evaluate everything. Okay, so I'm still able to remove the string with the bead without using any kind of utensil or tool. And I am thinking, yeah, so sometimes the string will break and this bead will get lost. So I will definitely buy another pack of these strings, or even 2, for the customer so that she has the strings on hand. I know she will be moving to another country another continent. She said Malaysia. So I don't know if they sell these strings there, but maybe I'll buy 3 packs. How about that? I'll talk to her, obviously. I mean, they are Ernie Ball strings. They're being sold everywhere, right? So I'm just repositioning the Post-it note pad, and here. So what I'll do is just kind of eyeball this measurement. How about I go a little deeper? Okay. And then I'll do the same. We want to start slow. Okay. I think that's about the same depth. It feels a little softer here. Let's take a quick measurement, eyeball the measurement. Well, this one's a little deeper, so. Okay, I think that's about the same now. So I don't think it's going to take 40 minutes per string slot. The first one is always going to take longer. This one is going deeper, wants to go deeper. Okay. You know, I am drilling into a $1,200 ukulele. So I think I was watching a video with a surgeon on YouTube, I think, something, who does surgery, or was it a movie, maybe on Netflix, I don't know. surgeries on children, on young kids. He said, you just got to do it because it needs to be done. So this is just a ukulele. It's not a, we're not doing brace surgery on a kid, right? And it just needs to be done. So I either take the job or I don't. So what can I do? All right, so now let's cut the string slots. Array position. Okay. So I'll be using the same exact file. So let me see something. So see, it's got numbers here. So that's a 28 gauge, a 32, and a 40. And we're using a 42 gauge file on all of them, right? I mean, that seems to be even slightly narrower than the string slots that are on the bridge now, right? So I could cut it a little deeper. Here. And we're getting pretty much this break angle, I guess. I don't know where the saddle's going to be exact height, but that's an okay break angle. It's not too severe. So we don't want to have a severe break angle. Now, these are nylon strings, so they're low tension strings, obviously. And I'm looking here, very important thing, detail. I'm looking at the wood grain. You see that is going in this direction, and here you have also a line. So the saddle is going to be pushed like this in this direction. Sometimes these snap off. But if the wood grain was going in this direction, then it would snap off easily. However, it is going in this direction, in the favorable direction. And I'm sure this is just by pure chance. I'm sure they didn't even think of this. Yeah. We have bridges that just break off. Speaking of. So since we're doing, this is an educational program. Sorry, something happened to my monitor. My battery is running low on the computer. And I lost an image. Bear with me, please, but I'll show you something interesting. Okay, this is all good. I need to keep an eye on my computer battery. So, on second thought, it does look really good the way you have it, okay? And I can see that you were able to remove the ball in fairly easily by just manipulating the string, yes. I imagine the customer probably has a nail file that she can use to remove any burrs of the... What a great idea. What a great idea. I'm going to tell her that. An emery board. Okay, so I'll explain that to her. Yeah. So I want to show you something interesting. That's coincidentally, you know, I prepared this for a video that I want to produce for the main channel. And here is a bridge from a Fender acoustic guitar that, well, you see what happened, right? Here I have some parts from the bridge. Okay. And here is the saddle. So this snapped off because the strings were pushing in this direction. You can clearly see that. In this case, we can see now that it's broken off that the wood grain was going, where's my pointy thing? Here. In this direction, down, okay? So, this direction is bad, down is bad, but this direction is good. So let's move this the other way around. You can see here the direction. It's almost 90 degrees. So here it is actually going a little bit in this direction. But here it's more like at 90 degrees. Okay, so now let's talk about this bridge. We don't want the wood grain to be going at the 90-degree angle because it's easy to snap it off. And it's even worse if it's going in this direction, right? And this is going at a 45-degree angle, I think, in the favorable direction. So this is plenty strong, I hope, right? You actually never know with wood. But see, coincidentally, I had this here, and I was able to show it, which is why I recommend that people subscribe to this channel, because I can't show everything on the main channel. I gotta edit down the content, right? Okay. Let's cut the E string slot. Okay, so this is even bigger than the 42 gauge slot, right? So this is actually good news that it takes a lot of work to file through. That means it's hardwood. That's a good thing. So yeah, thank you for all the ideas. Do you have a YouTube channel by chance? I'm gonna have to check. I'm gonna have to check. I'm gonna check later, yeah. If you do, I'm gonna check you out. This is it. Yeah, so we don't want to have a step here because that could cut the string, right? So we definitely want to have a smooth transition there. Okay, and I don't know if you've noticed, but I am getting more skilled with the switcher and all that. And that is also because I am doing those private archival live streams as well. So I actually live stream more often than I let you watch. Now on those archival live streams, I don't narrate. You know, obviously I just, maybe I play a movie or a YouTube video or something, and I don't bother narrating. So here we have, well, we need to take the other string out. So that's going to be a 32 gauge string. So let me, okay, so this one is the 28. There's another 28 gauge. So these two are actually the same. It does say 1 or 4, string 1 or 4, right? Those are the same two, same string gauge. And well, initially they come like this. Okay, so on the other one, I cut off the end, and then I just use the a lighter to melt it a little bit. Okay, so we can do this later. So here. I mean, that's not bad, right? Especially if you have all 4 of them the same way. This one does go a little deeper, I think. So we'll make those micro adjustments to make it look uniform. So I think this is the way to remove the string. You can just push it out and then just do this. Now I kinked the string. Well, right. It'll play with the kink. I can still give her a free pack of strings. How about that? I think this will be good. Now I just want to check to see if there's a step there. Not really, but there's a corner, so I just want to knock that down. And same thing here, I want to knock that corner down. So I think this is a, you know, a good bridge design for ukulele, except they should really invest in cutting tools so that they don't use the same cutting tool for all of the string slots. It should be like the nut. Yeah, this is, I think, definitely an interesting project. My computer screen went dark. I hope I didn't run out of juice. No, it's still streaming. Yes, that means you do have a YouTube channel. A couple. I'm going to check you out. Okay. You can put a link. That's fine. Or links. Let me see. So that my screen doesn't go dark, I actually need to run Zoom. Okay. And that drains the battery quicker. Okay. Yeah, I don't mind if people put links to their channels as long as they're not spamming, you know, like doing obvious spam of some sort, you know, commercial spam, I guess. But this is a community, you know, so if people have YouTube channels of their own, they're welcome to post links on the, you know, in the messages or chat. It's all good. So streaming, live streaming became is now like a very common thing. I don't know if guitar repair is, you know, a good, how should I say this? If other guitar repair channels will start streaming as well. So here now I have a new technique holding it like this. Sometimes I watch Tanya Spachuk. She doesn't narrate her videos. I don't think she's streaming, right? She's just recording. But she could totally be streaming. Okay, so here we have a 40 gauge string. So that's the 28. Oh yeah, I got to double check this one, the 32. So let me double check it. And then we have the 40 gauge here. Yeah, so here's that thing, right? So I gotta hit that with a file. There's always something. Okay, that's good. And does this one have the same? Yeah, it's right here. It doesn't stick out too much on this one. Okay. Okay, so obviously this one needs to go deeper. It's also because of the thickness of the string, I think. Because it's on the inside, it's leaning against this, right? So I'm gonna have to cut deeper. So here I'm just pushing. Okay. So this one, I think I'm gonna have to drill deeper and also then adjust the cut. And even this one should go a little deeper, just to match the first string. There you go. Okay, so I'll finish this and then I'll turn the ukulele around and drill a little deeper. So the microscope enlarges all of my imperfections. You can see how sloppy my work actually is if you look closely. Okay, I think this one must be good. So yeah, I was saying I cut off that end, and then I simply heated up the thing and expanded it a little bit, you know, with a lighter. Okay, so what I'm looking at here is let's zoom in a little bit, just to kind of eyeball a measurement. So the edge of this aligns with the post-it note, and the post-it note is parallel to the bridge, right? So if we remember that, and now we put it here. So is it parallel to the bridge? Let's check. It is, okay? So now if we put it here, is it the same? No, it goes a little deeper. Okay, so we're gonna have to drill a little deeper and then adjust the cut. Do we have a step? I don't think we do, but I can still cut a little deeper. Okay. Let's check again. It's a bit crooked, I don't know why. I think we need to drill a little deeper. Okay, which you know, is quick. It's a quick thingy. So let's just do it. Okay, so I'll start with this one here. That's the high G string, high as in pitch. Okay, I think this should be good. Now that's the thickest string, that's the C string. Okay, so it needs to be drilled deeper to compensate for the string thickness. And now here we have the E. And I can reverse direction. I think that's actually a good idea to keep it centered. To do it in both directions, I think. Right? I just thought of that. So that's how we get better with experience. But, you know, I have a very limited experience with this. I have, I see here on the screen, 1 hour and 27 minutes and 16 seconds of experience. Okay. Now we want to adjust the string slots to match the new depth on all three of them. Okay. I just don't want to have a sharp edge on the inside. And I think it's smooth. I nicked the bridge here, but this is going to buff out, no problem. So that's another benefit, I guess, of live streaming. I can't hide any of my, where did I nick it? Here. So, look, a little scratch right here. Okay. Recorded and archived forever. Well, I tell you, it's just a matter of time when one day I will damage a guitar and the customer is going to be watching me in real time. I've damaged guitars. I was just watching a YouTube video yesterday about a woodworker who was saying that he knows experienced woodworkers with missing fingers. And he says, you know, they're experienced. It happens sometimes after 40 years of experience. Well, it happens, right? So they cut off a finger. Yeah, I'll be damaging guitars for sure if I continue doing this work. I've damaged them before, and I will damage them in the future. Hopefully not frequently. So, and that's a very important thing to understand, you know. So things like this will happen in any line of work, right? So we got to be mentally ready. How are we going to discuss it with the customer, and what are we going to do to you know, to make it right. If you watch the Olympics, let's say the gymnasts, I mean, they are highly skilled. They slip, right? They fall. It happens. So yeah, it happens even to experienced people. Okay, so which one is this? This looks like the 32 gauge, 40 gauge, yeah, okay. 32 gauge string goes here. All right. And now the 40 gauge string goes here. That's good, right? So we have a 28 gauge string here. And then we need another 28 gauge string. Like that. Okay. And now we just need to look through the microscope. And you know, I really think this looks good. So this doesn't look good, right? But we'll cut those off. Now if I remove the post-it note, so for those of you who missed the beginning, this is a stack of post-it notes. It's maybe 5 or 6, yeah, post-it notes. Yeah, so I think this looks good, except for the, you know, string ends, which I'm going to cut. So I don't have a, hold on, let's look through the microscope one more time. This looks good. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Okay, so I don't have a lighter, actually. I used the lighter for this. I had to borrow one. So I can't do this now unless there's a lighter there. But I'm pretty happy with this. Okay, so I'm going to take a break. Maybe I'll look for a lighter, and then I'll be back. Yeah, it's not too late, and we'll do some fret work. So the frets are sticking out, right? And we're gonna do a little bit of a fret end dressing. We'll also polish the frets, The nut isn't that great. So, and I saw that, and it's too high also. So I believe it's too high. Yeah. I examined this ukulele about a week ago, I think. So, so I think it's in for a nut job as well. Let me check here. The record. The repair order. Let me see. Custom. No, it's not in for a nut job. Okay. Okay, I'll check when I put the strings on. But it looks a little bit rough, so let me show you. So here's the nut. As you can see, you know, it's just a little bit rough. Yeah. So it's a plastic nut, and, you know, this is typical. Then, you know, it shreds like this. So we want to remove these ugly shreds. We just want to make it nicer, but I'm not going to do it now. Like I said, I'll take a break. Give me 10-15 minutes. And then, okay, so I have a couple of... So you retracted a few messages. I mean, you feel free to post links. Like I said, it's not a problem. I find your live streams very informative and entertaining to watch. Thank you. Will you be treating the areas that you drilled and filled with some kind of oil or something? Huh. You ask all good questions. Well, I mean, I am going to oil the fingerboard with coconut oil. So now that you mention it, I guess I could use a Q-tip and, you know, also put a little bit of coconut oil inside. Why not? All good suggestions, okay? Thank you. So yeah, let me take a short break. So I need to find a lighter, and I'll take the coconut oil out of the fridge and just take a mental break, and then I'll continue. And I really don't want to take a long break because I don't want to be up too late, okay? So, my friends, I'll see you later maybe.